Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You've got them for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is Wing Nation weekend here as we talk sprint car racing and set you up for the big upcoming weekend. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here. In just a little bit, we're going to talk to Stuart Brubaker, the reigning champ of Attica Raceway Park, because Ohio is in.
Yeah.
They start this weekend.
It's nice.
I know.
We had Outlaws, Florida, Outlaws, Pennsylvania, now Ohio.
Now Ohio.
Then
so,
we get Midwest.
Yes.
Everything will be good.
It'll be all hands on deck. There you go. So we're going to talk to Stuart Brubaker. You mentioned the Outlaws. They're at two of those iconic tracks. Watsonville, man, that place is awesome. I got there last year. You kidding me? That place is epic. And Placerville. That's
a neat track.
Placerville, I have my bucket list, and Placerville is moving up the bucket list.
Climbing up the list?
Yeah, and I've got one little situation I'm working through, and I may be able to check that one off this year. Got to work on this, okay?
A Wing Nation show there?
No, well, we got to work on that too. So there we go. And yeah, and you said Pennsylvania is up and running. We've got the regular weekend now there with Friday night at the Grove, Saturday at Lincoln and Port. Oh, my gosh, it's fantastic. Oh, it's all good, that's for sure, and it is great. We're going to talk to Stuart Brubaker in just a little bit. Before we do that, though, I want to go back to last week in California. The scene was Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico on Friday night. World of Outlaw, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. It was Brad Sweet, Ian Madsen, and Carson Macedo. DirtVision.com had the call with Johnny Gibson at the mic. It is our Dryden Diesel all-death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Battle for the lead into turn one. Slider by Carson Macedo. He and Brad Sweet both bicycle when Ian Madsen leads down the backstretch. Here's Macedo around the outside of Madsen. Madsen to the inside, slides up the banking, but Carson Macedo will lead lap number 21.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official DEF of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information. Instilled with Dryden's heritage of performance, Dryden Diesel All Def is built for the demands of today's diesel engines. Dryden Diesel All Def is perfect for owners and operators of on-road and off-road diesel trucks and cars that now require diesel exhaust fluid. Dryden, official motor oil and official diesel exhaust fluid of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. And as always, American-owned and operated. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing as a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the past 16 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 4 years. We love sprint car racing, and we're there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
Now back to the Wing Nation Weekend Podcast.
It is great to have you joining us here as we set up the big race weekend coming up this weekend. We talked about the World of Outlaws in California and Pennsylvania in full swing, and we're so excited because Ohio gets up and runs. Ohio checks in with us with some racing action. Attica Raceway Park season opener coming up this Friday night, and joining us is the reigning champ from Attica. Picked up the championship last year. Stuart Brubaker's on the line. Hello, Stuart. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, it is great to chat with you, that's for sure. We want to talk a little bit about this season, but I actually want to go back. What's it mean to be a champion to you? Now that you've had a few months to reflect on it, the banquet is over, the dust is settled, if you will. What's it mean for you to be a champion, especially at a place like Attica?
It's huge. We worked so hard to get there, and it's pretty tough competition at Attica and Fremont. So to be able to beat some of the guys that we beat running out of my own pocket on a weekly basis is awesome.
That's awesome. Stuart, tell us a little bit about your background. How long have you been running weekly at Fremont, Attica, places like that?
We've been running, I'd say, like 15 years. I've done, I think, 8 years in the 305, and just the last couple of years in a 410. And we run Fremont and Attica weekly, and then we'll hit Speed Week and a couple All-Star shows here and there.
Can you further just tell us? You said how rough it is to fund your own team, to field your own team along the way. Is it the challenge totally just dollars and cents, or is there just layer upon layer upon layer of challenges? What are the biggest challenges you face as an independent team or operator?
Oh, it's layer upon layer. It's hard to get help. All the crew guys, these days want paid to be a crew chief, and so it starts there. And then the financial side of it is huge, and then to get help at the shop. So it's hard to get guys that just want to work for pit passes or a percentage when you win. So it's tough all the way around. Then first couple of races we actually won last year, bolted some tires on that come from Florida. Every night you just can't bolt new tires on when you're on your own stuff.
For sure. Stuart, what has your off season been like? I saw a nice picture of 2 cars sitting in the shop getting prepped to go.
Oh, we've had a pretty good off season. It's been pretty slow, but we got cars fired up last weekend, and there's one car, yes, that's a spare, that's complete. Everything's going pretty well. Hopefully the weather holds out, so maybe we can get Friday or Saturday in.
Yeah, that's right. Saturday is the rain date for Attica if they do get rained out on Friday, so you got a couple cracks at it along the way. The competition at Attica, it's one of my favorite tracks to go to. I think they do a really nice job. Do you expect it to be about the same, or maybe not a little bit stouter this year as you start to look forward to this season?
Actually, I think competition's going to be stouter at Attica. There's some teams with the money that the point fund pays at Attica now, teams that have committed more to this year staying around and running Attica and then freeing their Saturdays up to go elsewhere. It's hard to go anywhere in this area for $3,000 to win on a Friday night with only 45 minutes from home. So it's going to be pretty stout.
Stuart, we've talked to some of the guys racing in Pennsylvania, the season opener, and all the snow melting, the track's been really heavy. Is that something that you guys experience in Ohio as well?
Attica's actually pretty good. They get that place pretty sealed over for the first couple of races, and it'll usually slick off the first couple of nights, and then once they can start putting their own touches to it without the weather, the racetrack does stay around. I think Attica's probably one of the best around in the country that does awesome prep on the racetrack. So they're pretty close weekly basis of having the same surface.
Well, that's got to be nice. Yeah. That is for sure. It's been an interesting year, and there's been a lot of stuff happening up in Western Ohio, okay? You had the Fast Series, which has been really, really good for you guys, giving you a chance to run Fremont and Attica for a lot of extra money. The Fast Series has kind of evolved into something else, okay? And now Attica and Fremont have gotten back together, and they're doing the Attica-Fremont Series along the way. I know it's a little confusing for those of us outside of the area. My question to you is, it's got to be really great that the folks at Fremont and Attica believe so much in those 2 tracks that despite whatever's going on with the Fast Series, that they still have a point fund and have a focus on those 2 tracks. Is that good for a team owner and a racer like you?
Yeah, it's great. You can run top 3 in that deal and make some money, the extra point fund, and you don't have to really travel to do it. It's they haven't released it, but it's been $10,000 to win the last couple of years, and it pays $1,000 all the way to 10th, and so it's great. And Dwayne Hancock, I've been seeing on Twitter, seems to be doing a really good job getting a lot of sponsors. So it is awesome to have to travel only 45 minutes to 2 places and to be able to race for that kind of money.
That's great. There's only a few places in the country that you can get away with that. Stuart, you mentioned running Fremont and Attica weekly, and then you talked about, All-Stars come through, Outlaws come through. About how many races do you have on your schedule?
I have not sat down and even figured it up. I think Attica's got 22 nights, and Fremont does too, so that gets us at 40. So I usually shoot for like 50, 55 a year.
Wow.
Nice. That sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's enough to keep you busy.
I guess so. What do you do? What do you do when you're not racing a car? What do you do for a living?
I work for Sandusky County.
Okay, county worker there.
So,
There we go. Yeah.
So I have to come back. It makes for long days. I still have to come back to work on Monday.
Ooh.
Yeah. I guess so. What do you do for the county?
Mechanic.
Nice. Get your
Yep.
hand. You work
That's
on
perfect.
work on the county stuff all day long, or work on the race car all night long.
You got it. That's how it goes.
There we go. And stand in victory lane every once in a while and celebrate the accomplishment. Stuart, we appreciate the time. We wish you the best. We'll be following along with Fremont and Attica this year, and we wish you the best this weekend and on throughout the season. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
There we go. Stuart Brubaker. I love that.
Yeah.
I just love that a guy that has a real job and a real life can do what he does at a great place to showcase his talent, like they have at Attica, like they have at Fremont, and that he can do that and carve out a place up there that he can race hard, get 50, 55 races in a year, get a nice point fund at the end.
Win a championship.
Man, that's what it's. I mean,
and live 45 minutes away from both tracks.
I know,
mean,
it's crazy. And that's the thing, and I've talked about this multiple times here on Wing Nation. It amazes me how many ways sprint car racing as an industry can make it work for you wherever you're at as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Your kid, you want to go do it full time like a Gio Selzy, you go do it.
Yep.
You're a veteran like Donnie Schatz. You want to go and just win championships and rack up numbers, you go do it. You're a guy like Stuart Brubaker who works. You're in an area where there's 2 tracks within 45 minutes, you go do it.
Yeah.
You know, you're in Pennsylvania, wherever you're at. We have a really neat sport where a guy like Stuart Brubaker, and when the Outlaws roll in there for the Brad Doty Classic, those Ohio drivers, I am telling you, they are a handful. Remember, it was a couple years ago they swept the podium.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so, man, I'll tell you, that's what I love about sprint car racing. So appreciate Stuart joining us. Attica Friday night, and they do have a Saturday rain date. So,
which is nice this time of year.
Well, exactly. Well, I just hope they get it in Friday night, and we can be talking about it all weekend long. So good stuff. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Sprint Cars Friday night, the Ocean Outlaw Showdown at Ocean Speedway in Watsonville. Again, I love this racetrack. They hadn't been there in a couple years. Brad Sweet won back in 2016. Other winners, Steve Kinzer, Brad Furr, Andy Hillenberg goes back to 2001, Joey Saldana to 2000, but they haven't ran there, 2, 4, 5 times, so this is only the 6th time they've ran at Ocean.
That's neat. Looking at these numbers on paper and some of the tracks we've talked about recently, when I ran the Outlaw Tour, I think we ran Chico, very few, Calistoga. I think those are the only 2 California tracks we ran. That was 15 years ago now. But I love to see that they're going back to so many tracks in California. Yeah,
lots of these racetracks along the way. Saturday, they're at the 49ers Gold Rush Classic. This is the Brad Sweet event, okay, at Placerville. Now, Brad won his own race last year. Wrote himself a check to me from me, okay? In the memo, he probably even put, that's me, So, but David Gravel won there in 17, Jason Johnson in 16, Donnie Schatz in 15. But even there, you just talked about that. It was 2015. The previous race to that was 1992.
Yeah.
So what's that, 8? That's 22 years that they were not at Placerville. Jack won, Sammy won a couple. Jack won 2, and Sammy won a couple back there. So this weekend, Friday and Saturday night racing, the World of Outlaws, and you can follow and catch that on dirtvision.com. Pennsylvania, Friday night, Williams Grove Speedway. Saturday, the fabulous Lincoln Speedway and the Speed Palace, Port Royal. Both those Saturday races, I think, are part of the Speed Shift deal.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh, you're going to be there with Speed Shift and Dirt Vision and we got all kinds of racing. If you're in the area up there in Pennsylvania or California, go to the track. And, of course, as we just mentioned, if you're in Ohio, get to Attica Raceway Park Friday night. If it does get rained out, it'll be Saturday night. So neat stuff along the way. Now, we have upcoming here a huge weekend, okay? Here at MRN, okay, it's STP week. Means we're going to Martinsville, which means we're all happy in this building because we love going to Martinsville, the racing, the hot dogs, the STP 500, the hot dogs, Richard Petty with the hat, the hot dogs, and when we get done with that, we'll have some hot dogs too. $2 for those hot dogs. $2. I got the money in my pocket, cash money.
You better get some 5Ks in before you get
money.
there.
Well, there's that. I'll do the 5K next week, okay? So I'll run off those hot dogs. So, but it's STP week here. But more important than that, I don't know if it's more important than that, this weekend is this one's birthday, too. Yes.
Big doings
exactly.
around here.
Yes, 26 years old on Saturday.
I wish.
Yeah.
I know, but I just said that about when I ran the Outlaws 15 years ago.
Was it 15 years ago, really?
2004.
Oh, my gosh.
So old.
Well, yeah, I mean, I moved here in 95. I'm like, how long you been here? I've been here 24 years in North Carolina.
Like, it doesn't sound that long ago when I say 2004,
sound,
but then you do the math.
You do the
and
math,
and
it's like, oh my gosh. Where did that go? So, yeah. But,
so my 26th birthday.
26th birthday.
Yep.
So if you're doing the math, she was an 11-year-old World of Outlaw winner. Yes, we'll go with that. Exactly.
Yeah, just go with it.
Yes. If you want to find out where all now again, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and there's some 360 racing along the way as well. But I want to give a shout, my boy TJ Slideways. He has the whole calendar there. Man,
he does
I
a great
love
job.
that.
Yeah,
I love that calendar. I really do. But if you want to find the broadcast calendar, if you're not able to make it to a race, you can go to wingnation.com, and we have all the pay-per-view partners with the links. Hook you right in, get you hooked up, and that way next week on the show, you know what we're talking about because you watched it.
Yeah.
So that is neat. Now, I am telling you, I am so excited because last weekend I had the chance to catch up with Brent Kading, Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
And so what we're going to do is on Saturdays, MAV TV program, Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit, we're going to share a visit that I had with Hall of Famer Brent Kading. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's great stuff.
That's phenomenal.
The Kading family, I mean, they're
royalty.
royalty.
Royalty, exactly. So hanging with Brent Kading. Hey, appreciate hanging with Stuart Brubaker here today on the show.
This has been the Wing Nation Weekend Podcast. The Wing Nation Weekend Podcast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.